I'm going to, or I forget because I've been known to do that. And I had no idea that you could record like, so I don't know if you guys know this, but I would appreciate if you don't record because I'm recording. I'll give you the replay. But I was doing a class a couple weeks ago and I forgot to record. I'm like, crap, at the end, I said I forgot to record. And then someone that was in the class is like, oh, I recorded it. Here's the recording. I was like, how does that? I didn't, there must be a shut off thing that you can do in Zoom. But anyway, all right. So I'm going to share. We're going to start because we're going to end promptly on time. And Josette, I don't think I know you. And Morgan, I think you're new. So welcome to all the new people who don't know me. You'll learn a little bit. Well, I'm not going to talk about myself today, but you'll see what I'm up to anyway. So, and then perhaps we could meet another time. Okay. All right. So let me share. And you might want to put me in, put the, what do you call it, presenter mode on so that you can, hold on a minute. Let me do this. Move this guy over here. Share that. No, not the right thing to share. Okay. Okay, hold on a minute. Where did you go? Okay. I love it when this kind of stuff happens. So good. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we do present. We move you over. We say got it. We say enter. All right. Here we go. Thank you, everyone, for your patience here. Okay, here we go. Woohoo! You're at a party. You're at a launch party. Yay! Okay. So let me, for the people, and even for the people that do have card decks, I want to explain something really like, because sometimes you're making something you don't really realize just how amazing. So let's consider that how things have changed. So this weekend I was at my daughter's house and she had just gone to see Wicked and she comes home, she was all excited and she puts the Wizard of Oz on. So I'm like, do you know that, I was a kid, we couldn't watch the Wizard of Oz. Like we would wait like weeks. We knew it was coming on and we knew we were going to be sitting there waiting for it to start. There was none of this, like you could watch it whenever and all that stuff. So it's kind of like that now. Like things have really, really changed. And, we need to change with the times as well, of what we're doing for our clients. So why have things changed? I mean, we pretty much all know how short our own attention spans are, and we know how short the people we're working with attention spans are. We're using our phone more. Our concentration is decreased because we're like scrolling brain, right? And we want immediate, like we want to watch The Wizard of Oz like immediately. We're not like waiting, not waiting for like the Brady Bunch to come on, like, every Friday night. We can watch whatever we want, right? So you're all familiar. We talked a little bit about in there about, cards. We know what they are. Some of you have them, some of you don't, but those of you that don't, you probably played with cards or you've had a reading of some sort, but they're pieces of paper that are in your hand. That's what you think about, right? Maybe flashcards, whatever. But now in 2024, we get the opportunity, which a lot of you are not going to have seen. And this is what blows me away and why I'm so excited to present these people. Because we want it now, we want it quick, we want it short, we want it in our pocket, right? And so now we have the ability through an app.
It's time to remember
to stop it. Oops. To have, let me go back here. I'm too quick. I'm too quick with myself. Hold on. Okay.
It's time to remember who you truly are.
I'm trying to stop the video. I guess it's not going to do it. Okay. You can have a card deck in your hand, on your phone. Okay. So tonight we're celebrating 5, and I'm sorry, one person's picture is missing, but you'll see her at the end. But we're celebrating 5 coaches, leaders, talents who are making a big impact in the world by teaching what they teach and doing what they do. But they have decided to create this card deck to give their clients even more, this tangible, handy dandy, accessible, actionable teaching tool that talks to you. All right. So we're going to get there. And tonight, if you stay to the end, I'm going to be raffling off my card deck, which if you wanted to go to Deckible and buy it, you can. It's $99.99. And it will show you how to create one of these card decks. But I'm going to be raffling that off tonight. So someone's going to win that. All right. So we're going to get right to it. And this person doesn't even know she's the first one, but she's the first one. And this is Miss Grace Lou, who Grace started out, when you first came, Grace, you were making a printed version. And I hope you don't mind me sharing that Grace came in and she was a little stuck and she went away for a little while and she came back. And then I don't know what she did when she went away for a little while, but when she came back, she was like, boom. So she had her printed deck in her journal, and now she has her, so I call it a dynamic card deck, and I've also call it a print-free, interactive, mobile card deck because it's interactive, it's on your phone, right? So, and it's print-free. So think about that. So Grace, who are your cards for? I don't hear, unmute.
So my cards, thank you, Rosie, first
Yeah.
of all, for inviting me here and, the lunch party and being part of this.
Yeah.
So my card deck, my thoughts was to empower the introverted, the shy, the quiet woman, to help them to embody their value, their worth, so that they can boost their confidence and then be able to clearly communicate without the anxiety, the fear, or the over-explaining, right? So they can have the relationships that they're looking for.
So you matter. Yes, you do. Your cards are, and I've watched you on Facebook really talking about your cards. So amazing. But what makes your deck and your approach different from other people?
So with these card decks, it's just like a journal prompt. And then on the back, it kind of explains about what the journal prompt is about. So, they can either speak it out loud, write it down, meditate on it. And then, of course, being on Deckible, there's the bonus because I have the video.
We're going to get to that, which is amazing. Awesome. Cool.
There's a little bit more, and just explains a little bit about the deck, right?
Yeah.
Little thing that they can do.
Okay. So because we don't have a physical deck, Grace pulled 2 cards that she's going to share. So she's like doing a reading for you. So this is the reading that she's doing for you. So tell us about this, Grace.
Actually, can I just be really forefront that these cards don't really match up? I couldn't really match up on the deck.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, just talk about them.
But it kind of works together. So I left it alone. So, and this question is like, what is your favorite mantra that will propel you to move forward today? Because a lot of the times we might be doing something and we might be feeling stuck. So sometimes if we have that favorite mantra or the mantra that helps us to kind of get unstuck, that's kind of the thought behind it. And then you want to be able to either repeat it out loud, or maybe you want to feel into it. And so, for example, it might be, I am worthy, right? I am worthy to get this done, or I am worthy to finish this card deck.
Yeah.
That was my mantra.
You're all about the words. You're all about how you use the words, right?
Right. It's all about, because communication isn't just words. It's the words, it's the feeling, it's the tone, it's the body language, all of it put together to make it all come to fruition, to come into reality.
Right. Awesome.
So that's what the card deck is for. Yep.
Nice. Okay. So you mentioned that, so you're going to see these card decks now when you're using this on the app, because because I need to put it on screen to show you. I have it all in separate pieces. But when you're using it on the app, you're hitting the front of the car, you're tapping the screen, and the front's coming, the back's coming, and then the amazing part about it is the video.
Facing some challenges.
Can you guys all hear that?
Right now, what to do?
Yes.
Remember your mantras, your secret messages that you can say that will help to calm your mind through the times you're facing your challenges and obstacles.
So cute. I love seeing your face. And this is the beautiful thing, right? About a video is that your clients get to hear your voice, see your face. And it's just, it's, all branded up and matched up, and it's just part of your card. So that's amazing, Grace. So what was it like to, add the voice to it and have yourself like be out there? Does that feel like?
Well, I have to say that at first I was like, I don't know about this, with the video. But then, I love the idea of people being able to hear my voice, see my face, and see and hear how I would teach, right? So then it gets to be more of that know, like, and trust factor. And what made it so easy was Rosie's simple instructions, in the course and in person, of all you have to do is do this, this, and this. And then it was just like, and once when you do one, all of the others just fall into place. So I was just, Rosie, your inspiration, your guidance, you're like such a great cheerleader, everything. And then the group that I was with, like everybody, like we were so supportive of one another. Like we saw each other's work and we were always going, yes, love this, maybe change this a little bit. But, the feedback, the support was all there. And that makes
Nice.
a big difference as
And
well.
I love how you coordinated like your shirt, like you really got the, you really got the message of what to do and how to deliver. And Bridget's like even feeling your spirit. She loves your spirit because you do feel it in your videos. It's like, you want to hear more about it. So you did exactly, you delivered. So it's super awesome. I'm sure that, this is going to just be so valuable to so many people. And what are you doing to, like, what are you doing with this deck? Say that.
So actually, when I meet with people and they ask me what I do, I tell them what I do. And I also say, hey, but, I also created a card deck to be the first step towards, embracing the value, the worth, and all that. And as I'm sharing it, people are going, oh, I like that. And so, I've had people that have come to me and showed interest of wanting to get this card deck. So it's just
Nice.
like, wow, I just,
Yeah, that's amazing. So
that
you
just
guys can,
touches my heart.
you
That
guys
is so
can,
cool.
this is a QR code. If you want to go check it out, you can just put your camera up and get that. And Grace, feel free to put your URL in there or where people could contact you. And one more last question I want to ask you, because this is just I love the answers to this, but like, what did you learn about yourself by putting this card deck together?
Okay, so Rosie knows me. She mentioned it that I was with her, and then I was kind of timid. I walked away, and then I came back, and she was like going, "Girl, what happened to you?" Well, what happened was, I never left Rosie. Rosie was always still on my radar, and I would see what she did with the other card deck creators and everything. And it was just at the point, it was like, okay, I had an idea like what I really wanted to produce. And I knew then, Rosie, I need you back in my world to help me get this card deck out that's in my head that can go out into the world. So
good. And so to me, that's just that you were persistent and you just didn't give up. And I love that. And that's so congratulations. And because now you have this, and there's so many people that are going to be helped by this one and the other two also, which we'll share another time. But yeah, so good. Congratulations. Beautiful. Great job.
well, thank you, Rosie, and congratulations to all the other ladies here. I'm excited to see all of your card decks. So it's a win-win for all of us. So love it.
Great. Awesome. Yeah, Frankie's like, I bet I'm right there too. She's right there too. And I haven't beaten myself, but I'm going to get to you, Frankie. I'll do the beating up. All right. Next up, we have Miss Susan Lieberman. So, Susan, welcome, Susan. So, who are your cards for? Who do you serve?
Yes, so this has been such an exciting thing for me and also for my clients. And I have Rosie to thank for that, introducing me to this, because it's just been just such a phenomenal experience. And as Grace said, the whole group was just fabulous. And I want to give a shout out to Bridget, my accountability partner, because we kept each other going. So my card deck is for family caregivers or anybody who is caregiving somebody else, because it's really a difficult road. And so it empowers actually caregivers who are overwhelmed and stressed and exhausted to really take back their lives and find support and reclaim their lives and find freedom and vitality, because it's so difficult. So I call it boost in a box or inspiration on the go, because on a daily basis, caregivers really need that.
Yeah. So, what makes your deck and your approach different from anyone else that's doing that?
Yeah, so first of all, I haven't seen any other card deck like this before.
No, I haven't either.
I think it's one of a kind. But like Grace said, I really love the personalized approach to this. First of all, it's fun and it's inspirational. And I loved the video that I could have along with it, because you get to hear me. You get to hear a person live giving you that boost, and it's quick, so you don't have to take a lot of time. I think it was like 30 seconds or less. And what I did is I actually took my program that I give, and I put the nuts and bolts of it in the cards, so that you could go through this entire card deck and really get an experience of what a caregiver could do to empower themselves and free themselves in mind, body, and spirit.
That's a useful tool. So you have 3 sides to a card. So that's another thing. So you're learning about different features that could be done. And so Susan decided to take advantage of a 3-sided card. So that means you tap, tap, tap your phone and the card twists around 3 times. So if you were doing this reading for someone, Susan, just kind of tell us a little bit about what they would be getting here.
So I chose this card. I am liberated from guilt, shame, and blame, because a lot of caregivers, when they come, they want, how do I decrease my stress? How do I deal with my loved one? But it really starts with what you're thinking and how you're feeling, because I could give you all the practical tips and tools and how to navigate the healthcare system. But unless we start to free you up, all of that isn't really as impactful. And the biggest thing that I find with a lot of caregivers is they're riddled with guilt. They're either not good enough, not doing good enough, not doing the best for their loved one, feeling guilty that they have mixed emotions about it. And so that's why I chose this card. I am liberated from guilt, shame, and blame.
Nice.
And guilt, shame, and blame weigh heavily on caregivers. Unhealthy guilt can trap you in remorse over things that are beyond your control. And a lot of this is beyond our control, keeping you stuck. Shame undermines your self-worth, making you feel unworthy or defective or not enough, even when it's not your fault. So embrace the care and kindness you deserve to liberate yourself. And it's all about giving yourself what you need, because we put ourselves so low on the priority list. Nice. And then the other thing that I like about these cards is that they're very practical and experiential. And I didn't want it just to be a cognitive process, but something that you could really take and do. And it doesn't take a long time to do. So one of the things was I do a RAIN practice of first recognizing what's your trigger, what gets you triggered. And then when you try, and then allow it, because when you try to suppress it or push it away, what you resist persists. And then looking at all of those things that you're believing about yourself or someone else, and is it really true? Big one is forgiving yourself. And that's a big thing for caregivers, and then nurturing themselves because they put themselves last. So that's what my card deck is about, at least this card. And I picked this card because once you can liberate yourself from all of those limited beliefs you have, then we can really start to work and get you where you want to go. And I'm passionate about that.
Nice. Okay, so say you have your Susan's deck on the phone and you flip 3 times and then you click again and you will hear Susan talking to you.
Practice to release your guilt, shame, blame, or any stuck emotion. Bring to your mind's eye a situation where you felt guilty. And the R of RAIN, recognize and identify what triggers your guilt, shame, or blame. Next, the A, allow these emotions, giving them room to soften, become less intense, and perhaps even dissipate. And then the I of RAIN, investigate by asking yourself, are my beliefs really true? If yes, forgive yourself and take corrective action if needed. If not, let yourself calm your inner critic. And then the N of RAIN, nurture you by reminding yourself, I'm only human. This is a common feeling, and I'm doing the best I can at this time. And then consider, what do you need most in this moment, and give it to yourself.
Nice. Amazing. All right, so if you you can check out Susan here. Susan, feel free to put your URL. So let me ask you this, Susan, what you learned about yourself by creating this deck and putting it out into the world.
Well, first of all, I didn't think I could be this creative. I have to be honest about that. I look at all of these card decks and they look so beautiful, and I'm not an artist or anything like that. So, but under Rosie's tutelage, it was something that was actually doable and became fun.
I like that you added the fun part, Susan. Thank you.
Yes, it was actually, there weren't always times that it was fun, but mostly I actually got to create. And the second thing that it did for me is it was something that I could give to my clients, and because they really need that on a daily basis. And also it helped me clarify my group program, because I now have a group program, and you can actually, I'm taking this card deck and doing a group program with people. And if they'd like, I can take them through it. And it's quite honestly more cost effective than it would be if I was doing a one-on-one program with them. Nice. But I also give it, make the option of my one-on-one clients being able to have this as well, because, you know, between times, I want them to be able to use this all the time on the spot. I loved it being on the phone, so I didn't have to have a deck, you know, a hard copy deck that I left at home. I could just say, I'm really feeling down right now, and let me see, you know, what card I can pull.
So beautiful, so valuable. Thank you so much for putting it into the world, for being persistent, for showing up, and for getting it done and out there. Share your URL so people could check it out if they would like to. And once you sign up for Deckible too, you can get trials and things like that. So it's really super fun. Thank you so much, Susan. All right. Next up, we got Miss Bridget. Oops. Uh-oh. Hold on. Uh-oh. Hold on a minute. What's happening? Okay. Oh my God. That's not Bridget's deck. Okay, Bridget. There we go.
Uh-huh. No, you had me up there.
Oh, no, okay, so something's happening here. Hold on a minute. I got to stop sharing. Sorry, guys.
We can go along with it. I didn't have no
Hey,
food.
I mean, what happened? What did I do? Oh, here I see. What happened here? Okay, this for some reason got itself in the wrong. Let me move it. Okay. All right, now we should be good. Okay. Oof. Okay. Okay. Apologize for that. That's funny. That is not Bridget's voice. Bridget's got a beautiful voice, but it's not that.
I roll with it.
Yeah. Gosh, hold on. How are you guys liking this so far? It's awesome, right? It's like
Inspiring.
yeah, okay, cool. Because I just every time am blown away by every single deck, every single time. All right, here we go. I'm going to do it again. All right. Oh gosh. Present reveal, present. Okay. Then you lose the Zoom screen and then you lose the share button. It's all good. Move you out of the way. Okay. All right. Miss Bridget. Okay. So here we have Miss Bridget. So Bridget, tell us why you created this deck.
Well, I'm the financial person, right? It's my second card deck, so I did one for adults, and I'm a big advocate because, of course, growing up, they didn't teach us about the basics of financial. No one taught us about taxes, insurance, like they didn't teach you that. And everybody wants these elaborate classes. Oh, you need to learn about crypto and all the big stuff, and it still goes back to the core,
Mm.
especially with kids. And so they need to understand the basics before you throw them into something. So it's just in my heart. I love my teacher had me come back and teach about financial planning to one of her classes, and it's just in my heart. I love it. I do. So I think every child that before they get out of high school needs to have some level of foundation when
I
it
love
comes
this.
to
So
money.
this is specifically based for high school students
Correct. High school students, yes.
or adults that don't know that much even, right?
It is on the level. An adult could read this and be like, "Oh, I didn't know this."
Yeah.
It can help them too. But it's really for the kids. That was for high school students.
I love that. And what makes your approach different? I mean, you kind of said it with the Bitcoin and stuff, you're getting down to basics, but you call it dollars and cents. What makes your approach different than, other financial person?
I would say I keep it practical and I give examples. So even though I'm telling you this, I'm giving you an example. And this will also come with a lesson plan for kids. Or this can be offered. So to answer probably another question you have, like, who would this be for? I really want this to be into school. So this would be a B2B. But it can, of course, be individual. Individual, you can buy the whole thing. It'll come with a lesson plan where it'll show you step by step how to do this. So it's not just you reading the cards and listening to it, but it's also giving you examples. So if you have a child that I know a lot of parents homeschool their kids, this would be perfect.
Yeah, and that's so popular now. It would be really, really so
Yeah.
useful. Amazing. All right, so you pulled this card. So
Mhm.
kind of take everyone through like what it would be like to be using this deck. And this is you have a couple you have, I think, a few categories. We saw all the different colors, but each different
Mhm.
part of financing has a color to match.
Yes. Yes. So this is budgeting. So it starts there. You have to understand. Look, I was talking to a client today. She's in her late 60s, and she said, I need help with budgeting. Everybody, that's probably one area that everyone still struggles with is a budget. And if you haven't, it's just what it is.
I'm laughing.
You just like, look, people don't like to talk about it, but Budgeting is just like you need to budget for your food, for your gas, for clothes, mortgage, entertainment, rent. Rent shouldn't be no more than about between 25 to 28% of your income. You shouldn't be making 5,000 and your where you live is 25,000 or 2,500. That's half of your income. It really should be about 25 to 28% of your income. That you need to understand that. Entertainment, personal items, your car. I don't think I must say this. You should not have a $1,200 car note, an $800 car note.
Yeah.
Unless it is a luxury, and that's just a whole nother conversation.
Unless you're living in it, maybe they're living.
Unless you're living in it, like so it's. Could we just finance it through the business and write it off? But I know a lot of people, some things we just don't know. But I would say, like, you need to understand having a budget. And that's your core. That's where you start, is having that budget.
Yeah.
And understanding some of that foundational stuff. It starts with understanding how money flows and operates and works, and understand that inflation is going to happen naturally. Yes, we're paying $8 for eggs. A whole different conversation, but yes, that's just what's going on. So can your money, understanding how do you budget, that you don't spend all your money when you get it, that you're budgeting, you're telling your money where to go. And that's telling your money where to go when it comes to savings and investing, literally telling all of your money where it's going.
I mean, this one card might be like so, not might, it's like, just if they only have this one card, imagine, like, that's life changing for a kid.
But they also preparing these children for when they go off to college. A lot of them are put in their own apartments. They're living, some of them not living on the dorms, or maybe that first year they live at the dorm, or maybe that second year they're living in an apartment. They need to understand how to budget.
Yeah.
They need to understand that everything, like my parents, money don't grow on trees. And you got to figure out, like, how to budget your money. And nobody is telling you that. Nobody is sitting down and saying, hey, budget your money. If you have children, grandkids, when you're sitting there, sit down there with them and show them how to do that. One thing I forever say my parents did with me, especially my dad, every year I would go with him to get his taxes done because his cousin did the family taxes, right? And I understood as I got older, I'm gonna have to pay taxes when I and she would sit there. I was like, what is this? I'm asking all the questions. And I'm like 10. I was young. I was like 10, and I would sit there and I'm watching her. Like, so I understand that. So it's not like I'm trying to evade the IRS, as I get some of them do it. I didn't know I was supposed to pay tax. I was supposed to file and I talk about that too in the card deck. About taxes. They need to understand that. And why are you paying taxes? Do even adults know why you pay taxes?
Right. Yeah.
So it's, to build the roads, it's so much more.
Yeah. All right, excellent. So along with this, then we added your lovely voice, which this is a fun take.
Write down everything you will need to spend money on every month. The budget is the roadmap. You must tell your money somewhere to go.
So guys, look at how cool this is. Bridget chose a different way to do it, where she didn't want to have her face as the talking face in the deck. So you pull up this card and the card's talking to you, which is so cool. I love it so much. So all of her cards have a little, like, kind of like a little speaking voice there, and it's talking to you. This is so great. So Bridget, please put your URL. Oops. Please put your URL so people can find you. But I want to know, Bridget, is also what's changed? What did you notice about yourself? Now you've completed 2 decks. Like, what have you noticed? Like, what changed for you having to show up and do this?
For one, that when you're walking and living in your purpose and doing what you really want to do, it's not a burden. You don't look at it as you're just doing what you really want to do, right? And it's something that I want to share, and I want to be able to help others. And so it's not for me, it's for everybody else, really. Like, even though I'm doing this, I know it's going to help somebody. But I learned a lot about me, that even when it's down to the wire, look, I wasn't a part of the class, the last part. And I still kept moving after that, and asking questions and not getting afraid and getting in my head and not giving up. So yeah, just that.
Yes, you did not give up. You did not. You kept on going. You
I
persevered.
did, because sometimes you think, oh, this is too late, and she told me the deadline. I was like, no, I'm doing this. I'm doing this.
I know that Bridget likes to work with deadlines because she's like this analyst, you know, she's the money girl. She likes to have the, she said, I need the date. I need the date. I need the date. So made up the date. She
Yes.
stuck to it. I could have made up any, I could have said tomorrow. And this woman, she would have done it. Right, Bridget?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna figure this out. Yeah.
Yes, you did. You
Look,
did.
I'm not a first time. Look, we've been doing this twice. This is my second time with you, so I
Right.
love it. It's
Yeah.
a experience,
Yeah.
and I can't wait to make the one for adults.
Yeah, and I think that was really magical though, because from her first deck, she's like, oh gosh, there's really there's a need for high school students. And like, I think about that. These kids all have phones. I
Mhm.
mean, I got no excuse then to be able to just pull their phone out instead of doing something stupid, right? They could be learning something. So really amazing. Thank you so much. Bridget, please share the URL and or where people could contact you to see your other deck or whatever, because you have your other deck. I don't know where your other deck is, but
On my
it's
website. I'll
okay.
post.
It's available. So just if anyone put it in there so people can find you. Thank you, Bridget.
Thank you.
All right. So now we're going to move on to Miss Terry. So Terry is in the process of creating a series of 4 powerful decks, but they are a series. And right now there are, this one is published, the other one is publishing any second, and then she has 2 more in the pipeline. So we're going to focus on this beautiful deck, which is Unlock the Power in You. But Terry, share with us who this deck is for and who you are serving with it.
The whole deck series, and thank you for asking, Rosie, and thank you so much for your support in every single component of this deck series. I wouldn't be able to do it without you. It is for the leader within. I believe that every single person on this planet is a leader. I often, as a coach, and I've been in this industry now for almost 40 years, I hear so many people, oh, well, I'm not a leader. Baloney, you're a leader. Are you a parent? Are you a teacher? Do you work? Do you smile to people? Are you kind? Do you help other people out? Those are all forms of leadership. And when we realize that we are all leaders and that we can make a difference in the world, we can get to a space where we elevate everybody. This specific deck, Unlock the Power in You, also complements a leadership retreat that I'm doing. And most of my clients tend to be entrepreneurs, executives, and professionals. And unlocking the power in you is about bringing out the best of yourself. We have 14 pillars in this deck: communications, resilience, mindset, leadership, intuition, integrity, authenticity, awareness, and those are just a few. And the goal is to understand that your heart, everything that is inside of you is so important to be able to serve and influence those people who are around you. So the first one is Unlock the Power in You. The second one is Intuitive Leadership. And the third one is Powered by Angels for Leaders.
Amazing.
And these 3 are going to be, once the Deckible software can handle it, if you pick up all 3, you're going to be able to interchange and
Yep.
to work with all 3 of them at the same time.
Yep. Yeah, that we can already do that. Yeah, if you have all 3 decks, they show up together. That's the beautiful thing. So if you bought 3 decks from someone, or if you had, 2 of Bridget's decks, whatever, you can play them together. So another reason to do more than just one deck. So
Right.
that's amazing. So okay, let's do a card reading. And so
Sure.
this is the card we pulled. So take us through how someone would use this card if they pulled it.
Okay, so if they pulled this card and they see that communication came up, I'm like, okay, so what's going on and what am I meant to do today in the workplace? Say they do it, it becomes part of their morning mantra, part of their morning activity, and they pull this one out, speak your truth. Oftentimes, my clients, what I find is, especially if I'm also a holistic practitioner, by the way, so sometimes when people aren't speaking their truth, their throats are blocked and like, oh, I have a sore throat, whatever. If they get this card, that means there's something to say, or they're not, either they're holding back from saying something or they're talking too much. Okay, so it could be both. So when you speak your truth, your voice is incredibly powerful. This energy center is the messenger. And when you speak your truth, you elevate your confidence. You align with everything that is inside of you. And at the bottom of each card in this specific deck, and each of them are a little bit different, in this specific deck, you have an invitation. Identify a conversation that where you've held back your true thoughts. Consciously choose to express today with both kindness and confidence. So speaking your truth is key to being successful in business, in your career, in parenting, in relationships. So this is a big deal. And everything that I do is wrapped around these kinds of things.
I love it. I love it. I love this card. It's such a great card. Awesome. So I'm going to ask you, well, we're going to go to, people can get this particular deck is already published, and here's, you can look for it there if you take a screenshot, and you can check that out or reach out to Terry. But Terry,
we dropped the price on this really low.
Yeah. So they still have your Cyber Monday deal.
Yep.
My question to you is because you're still in the process and you're adding video components to the decks as well.
Right.
What are you noticing about yourself during like this creation process?
Oh, well, I've been hearing you ask that of everybody else, and I'm sitting here going, oh my God, there's so much. I think it could fill up the next 2 hours. The one thing that I was going to do is rewrite my last book, which is called The Enchanted Boardroom. And the new name was going to be Unlock the Power in You. This deck has become the new book. And what I realized is this is a lot more fun than just reading is a wonderful thing, but this is a lot more fun. You can journal in here. Once I get the videos in here, right now we've been working on content and getting all the inner content with for all the card decks. So I'll be doing the videos hopefully by next week. So there's much more movement, and it's more for the kinesthetic. There's more to do there. You've got the audio, you've got the visual, you're working with all of the senses. And what I realized is this is what I was meant to do, not write a book.
So good. I love it. Amazing. Amazing. They're so beautiful. And congratulations. Thanks for sharing that with us today. Appreciate it. All right. All right. We're going to move on to, so Rafina's story is a little different. We kind of, so I don't have Rafina's picture, but she's here. Is she here? Oh, there you go. Okay. And Rafina is doing something. I was so excited about Rafina's deck because I'm like, I want that for my grandchildren. And I discovered something really amazing about Rafina. And today, when I first heard this, I was like, what? Because this is so. Anyway, we'll get to there. Now, Rafina, tell us who this deck is for.
It's for children. So it is 40 favorite nursery rhymes and songs. And I recorded it a while back, and it sold as a CD, and then it went on to CD Baby. But CD Baby went digital, and I didn't like the way that it was done on CD Baby. And I've been looking for another place to put this out. And when I heard about Deckible, I thought, wow, I could have pictures and video. And I mean, it just sounded so interesting.
Okay. So I have the way I have this hooked, the way it hooked up. I'm sorry, Rafina. There's really one talking card, but when I show you Rafina's cards, it's going to be her voice, her singing. This is her voice. She's a soprano, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once I let this play, it's going to play for a couple seconds. So we'll finish talking first, and then we'll get here. So you're still in the process, but you wanted to just be able to bring it and share it and, have anyone that was interested in it, reach out to her, get on a wait list for it. I'm on the, make sure I'm on there.
Okay.
I want this immediately
Okay.
because I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
I do want to explain. I've had I didn't even know if I could take Rosie's course because I was so busy. I had so many things going on, and I got derailed many times. And then finding out that making the images, I did not realize you had to make so many, and it took so much time. And I mean, sometimes 5-10 hours a picture. I'm not kidding you. So it's just massive amounts of time. And then I sing, I still sing and perform. And we are in the peak of holiday performance season. So between rehearsals and performances and costumes and
Right.
running around, I don't have much time, but I'm going to try to get it done before Christmas.
All right,
I'm
but
going
you
to try.
did it. You have the concept. It's beautiful. And so I'm going to show it to everyone right now.
Mhm.
All right, so this is going to be 40 favorite nursery rhymes and songs. How special. There's lots of beautiful things. Okay, Susan wanted to. What a fun concept. Everyone's loving it. So amazing, Rafina. Keep going. Do not stop. Because now you have to, because you just announced it. You have
That's
people on
right.
the wait list. So you
Well,
have to
I fully
finish.
intend to finish it.
Oh,
I just,
yeah.
I have been pulling a lot of, photoshopping till 2 a.m. nights, and that
Yeah, I
I'm
mean, and you're
not as
doing a
young as I
beautiful
used to
job
be.
because I saw what it started with and what it has become, and it's amazing. It's beautiful, and there's definitely something here gorgeous. So thank you so much for sharing that. Rafina, one quick question, just answer it in 1 minute. What have you noticed about yourself like during this creation? Because I
How
know you
much I
said you were
miss,
busy, but what else did you notice was coming out of you?
how much I miss creating.
Mm,
I really enjoy it. I even like making the pictures. I love making the illustrations. 10 hours for one photo is a little much, but it's really fun, and it's nice, and I want to make it as engaging as it can be,
yeah,
and get kids, interested in just hearing like purer music.
yeah,
So many of the kids stuff that's out there is just, so much rock and so much in there. It's just too
mm,
much. Let's
that's beautiful.
simplify, let's get it down to the basics, melody and
Beautiful.
rhythm, and in a beautiful, creative way
Yeah,
that engages their mind, that allows their imagination to
yeah.
work more
So
than just, we become a civilization, or our nation just consumes music. We don't really get
yeah,
into it. So I'm trying to get
beautiful.
people to get
Yeah, it's a
the steady beat.
it's a
Yeah.
beautiful gift. And when I first, when you first came with the concept, it's like, oh my God, I love that idea. And you're the perfect person to deliver it because of your beautiful voice and all of that. And I want to say to the point of a couple of you that spoke was like, you didn't think you could do it, or I'm not that artistic. And one of the things that I do is I really do hold people to put their best out there. Like if I just said to I said to Terry the other day, I said, no, we need Terry in there. You need to love it. It needs to be so awesome that you're like, I love it. I'm sure I've said that to every single one of you that have created a deck, because that's when you get excited to share it with everyone. And that's when you make a beautiful product that's going to live out there in other people's, hearts and minds and hands. And so, you have this creativity in you, and you can do it, as seen here that everyone has done. All of these people have done their own decks. So amazing, amazing. So thank you all so much. Okay, so put in the chat. I mean, how freaking is it freaking amazing or what? Like, give me a yes if like you're just blown away right now. I want to see yes. I want to see a lot. Yes is in the chat. Okay. Wahoo. Okay. Wahoo. Good. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Awesome.
And I do want to say that right now, I couldn't get the landing page to work quite right. If you enter your name and email, it's going to go to a 404 page. Don't worry about that. You're still in the list. It worked.
Okay.
It's
Excellent.
just for some reason, it's not redirecting right. And I don't have time to fix it.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah.
All right. So now
it's working.
Okay, excellent. So now I'm going to stop sharing, but we're going to go to who the winner is. And if any of you that haven't done a deck are like interested in this, put your name in the chat, like just say deck and your email, and I will put you on the list for the next time that my course is opening, if it's something that you think you would love. All right, let me stop sharing and let's pull a winner. All right. Okay, it's December. Who's got a birthday? I'm so boring. I always do it this way. I can never think of a better way. Who's got a Adalia, is your birthday coming? When is your birthday? You can unmute and tell me. Yes.
The 28th.
Oh, that's close. Anybody else closer to December 28th? Nobody? All right, girl, you're the winner.
What do I win?
You're going to win my card deck on how to make a card deck.
Well, what's interesting, I've never been able to attend your events because they're usually in the AM.
Right.
And I'm only available in the PM. So when I saw this, I said, oh, I finally get to be on her Zoom live.
Great. I'm so happy to see you. Yes, because I know you've been saying I can't make it. Sorry, I can't make it. But here you are and you win. You come, you show you up the first time and you win. I'm sure everybody else that's been here for a while is pissed off at you now, but you still win.
No, they're not. They're giving me the love.
Yes, you're getting a lot of love in there. You're getting a lot of love. Oh, Aurora, it's 1 a.m. All right. You know what, Aurora, where are you?
Denmark.
All right. You know what? You're going to get the deck too, just because you stayed up till 1 o'clock.
Oh, thank you.
Aurora and Adalia, this is what I need you to do. I need you to email me and say, I won. And then I'll put the link. And what's going to happen is you're going to get a link and you're just going to click on the link. And then you're going to sign up for Deckible, which is an app. And it's going to tell you what to do from there. Download the app, download the deck, and then it lives on your phone. And then you can start playing. Okay?
Sounds good.
Woohoo! All right. So that's it. Does anyone have a question or want to say anything or comment? Oh, no, let's not leave it like that. No questions. Okay, let's do this. Let's do takeaways. Who's got a takeaway that they want to share? All right. Grace and I think Frankie, right? So go ahead, Grace. What's your takeaway?
So my takeaway is everybody is a creator. Love it. And Rosie, you know how you have that guarantee that everybody walks away from your course with a card deck? You make sure that everybody walks away with a card deck. You know, there's other people that gives you guarantees, but then, you know, you drop off and then, you know, but with Rosie, if she says you're going to have a card deck, you are going to have a card deck.
Thank you, Grace. Thank you. Thank you. Frankie, did you want to have a takeaway you wanted to share?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to get in touch with you because I'm ready to get started again. I got a little, I don't want to call it stuck. I just took a little break, but I love the idea of adding a journal to it, which I'm going to do because my card deck totally is conducive to having a journal with it. So whoever said that, I think it was the first person who shared. Yes, Grace, great idea. I love it.
Yeah,
I'm inspired. Thank you.
All right. Yes, I know you'll be back. I know. And here's and so Frankie's another example of a person that she's like, now I know Frankie, she like knits like this stuff that's like, one time she knitted me this little, what do you call it? A cozy for like,
a jar cozy.
A jar cozy for my ball jar that I carry everything in. And it's purple. And I've had it for years now. And so she's the most talented knitter, the talented artist. And she is doing some kind of like silly. I'm like, well, what? You have all these amazing drawings. use your drawings. So now, so she needs to take a break and realize that she's an amazing artist. And now she's going to come back and put it all in. So that's so cool. I love it.
I got all kinds of plans. I'll be in touch with you.
Okay, darling.
I have 4 ideas for four different decks.
Well, you can be, you're a serial woman. There you go. Who else has got a takeaway? Who else wants to share their takeaway from tonight? Anybody? Mary Kay, you're unmuted. Did you want to say something?
Well, mostly I'm just so happy to be here with all of you. I've been working on this physical deck and just really began the virtual deck, and I'm just like blown away how beautiful and creative they are and what great ideas all of you had. So what I'm just taking away is a lot of inspiration and encouragement. So thank you.
Amazing. I love it. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, no questions. Okay, never mind.
You can ask did you want to ask a question?
It was just of you. Could you just repeat the 2 ways you described decks at the very beginning? One was something a print-free interact.
So I just call this Deckible, because I don't like the word digital, because to me it's like I feel like we in this world of digital, we think of like it's a downloadable PDF. Okay. Like everyone's so sick of that. So I don't like to call it digital because it's really not. It's interactive. So I call it print-free. It's print-free. Interactive mobile version is what I call it. That's just how I refer to it. And I also call it dynamic. So those are the 2 terms that I give it, because to me, it's like the voice, it's talking, it's demo, it's singing.
I love that.
And all of that, teaching. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. I wasn't prepared to write when you said it the first time, and I loved it. Then, I have a bit of a mushy brain, so it just went away.
Yeah. And like what I teach my students too is to use these other terms, because if you just say, oh, I have a digital, I mean, you can say that, but in a person's head, it's like digital, and when it doesn't feel as powerful as it really is. So I'm like, okay, we don't want to put it in that same category. We want to make a whole new category for it.
Right. Thank you for repeating that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I have a quick question.
Yes. Yep.
Does your course show you how to make the digital?
Yeah,
the dynamic deck as well as the physical?
Yes, my course, what I did this last, actually just this last 2 months was combine it, because I was like, you know what? I want everyone to do both. I think everyone should do both. And so I don't just, you have to be in both. You have to. I mean, obviously you don't have to do anything, but you get both. And that's how I don't sell it separately anymore. So that's that. Yeah. And that's what you want anyway. So good.
Well, can I pay for my course since you sent me a link and start it later? Because I'm still having issues. I'm going to too many doctors. I mean, I was just on the phone with a doctor and back and forth with my issues.
Yeah.
So can I pay for it and do your next course?
You can. And I already have the date that it's starting, and I don't remember what it is, but I just set all that up. So let's talk after. I'll tell you when it's starting, and then you could just, get on the list, whatever you want to do. Yeah. Yep. Anyone else? Bryce, did you want to say something? I see you unmuted. Did you have a takeaway you wanted to share, or you could say no?
Actually, I do, now that you ask. I appreciate it.
Okay.
So I think one of the things that happens when I'm doing my virtual counseling sessions, and I send them off to do activities and things of that sort. They come back, either tried and got stuck or whatever. I'll be able to, in our videos, I could coach them.
Yes.
So
you coach them, or like whatever kind of thing they need to hear, to sometimes just hearing a human say, it's okay, or do this, or here's your opportunity, or whatever thing. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm glad you picked that up and saw that the examples of how that could be. That's good.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's inspired me. Thank you.
Excellent. I love it. So good. Yeah. Anyone else? No? We're all good? Yeah, everyone's leaving with some inspiration. Barbara, how about you? Are you leaving inspired? Okay. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So that's it. So take whatever you saw and just like dream about like, well, what could I do that would like take my clients on this most amazing journey to from their problem to their solution, and all the different like Deckible offers, like every single person is doing something different. Even though it looks like the same, they're doing something different because it's a different journey. And there's so many different features that some people focus on different features more than others. There's tons of features and tons more coming. And so it's just a great opportunity to make this amazing, product that it kind of an injustice to call it just a card deck. So calling it a transformational teaching tool, because you're all transformational leaders with powerful things that that you were gifted to say in the way that only you could say them. And some of us can sing them better than other people. Not gonna mention any names. But everyone has their gifts, and this is a great way to get it out there. So thanks you all for spending the night with me, and I'll see you all again soon.
Thank
All right.
you.
Congratulations to all the creators that have showed up and shared today.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Rosie.
Bye, everybody. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.